about. If there is a tussle in Tamil Nadu, which has put tension to some and worry and wonder to the others, there is a Haryana hustle and the Haryana halchal also, ladies and gentlemen, that we've got to talk about. There's been a change of government overnight. ML Khattar is now going to contest from Karnal. But what are the projections for the BJP and for the India alliance? It's interesting here because it's the Jat vote concentrate versus the non-Jat vote concentrate. NDA taking all 10 seats like the last time around. The BJP combined taking all 10 seats like the last time around, despite the JJP walking out, the NDA, the BJP going on its own along with some of its allies in that area and in that state. 10 out of 10 seats this time around for the NDA. So the INDI alliance is not going to get anything. Is there going to be a bump up in the vote share? What's the distribution of the vote share? Is the NDA going to retain these 10 seats just so? How are the candidatures going to work? We have to wait and watch because some of these, the chief minister is now an OBC. SC/ST vote share is very solid. Seat share and the vote share. 10 seats, NDA 62% vote share. Wow, that's really huge. In largely a two-way contest, and there is no mention of the Aam Aadmi Party anywhere. They're going to put a candidate in Kurukshetra, 9% vote share. Perhaps that's the AAP taking about 9% vote share. But the INDI alliance should have ridden on the anti-incumbency, also the farmer protest, all of that. It's not helping the INDI alliance as per the News 18 Mega Opinion Poll. Any opinions here in the studio before we go back to Tamil Nadu? On Haryana?
The BJP had a vote share of 58% last time. You're showing a much higher percentage
4%
now.
up.
That's quite big. You see, because the point is, Haryana is a state where at the state level, the BJP has had problems for the last 3 or 4, or at least till a year or two back. The fact that you've changed the chief minister now, there is a social engineering happening in Haryana with vis-a-vis Jats and within the OBC push of the BJP. In this scenario, if they're increasing by 4%, that's saying quite something. But
tell me, why is there that differential? Sorry. Last time, the state assembly election happened within 6 months of the parliamentary elections. It was 58% in the parliament, it was 45% in the state. Why that 13% different? Is that the Modi factor or what is it?
I think so. I think there is a premium that the Prime Minister brings to the election, which is what your poll also showed earlier in this program. So the same thing happened in Bihar last time too. Yeah. I mean, between the Vidhan Sabha election and the Lok Sabha election.
Just quick word from Arati Jerath and Sanjay Jha on Haryana before we go back to Tamil Nadu. Arati Jerath, 4% bump up. Despite many saying that there is anti-incumbency, Prime Minister Modi on the ticket, and look at the gains for the NDA there, vote share wise. Seats there.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. I mean, I think brand Modi sells very big in North India, and Haryana is no exception to that. And after the Ram Mandir, I mean, I think the BJP has definitely got this huge momentum behind them, and Haryana is obviously going to fall in their lap. What happens in the assembly elections later, we don't know, because that'll be 6 months later. So we'll have to see. But the fact is that the BJP is in a strong position in Haryana, definitely going to repeat its performance of last year. And the number of I'm not surprised at the increase in the vote share.
Haryana mein aisa hai to Punjab mein kya hoga? We'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the story is a little different. I'll just give you that much of a hint. But let's come back to Haryana and Tamil Nadu. Yes, Rahul.
Anand, there are a couple of things here. Everyone you speak to in the north says the Ram Mandir effect. As if for the last 10 years there has been no development on the ground. Now, if you just look at the survey, the latest survey that has come out, and that is a survey in which they are talking about, and Nalin, you probably know about this because Money Control did a few stories about the survey, which is the consumption expenditure that has taken place in the north states, in rural areas, the diminishing poverty levels. Those are significant gaps. Those are individuals that were beyond the pale that have been brought in. And let's be honest about this, Haryana saw almost saturation in 3 particular policies. The LPG gas policies, the housing, and the one with regards to insurance. Absolute saturation of those policies on the ground. So let's try to look constantly, bringing the emotional Ram Mandir card into play? Of course, it's a factor, but it's only
along
a
with the
factor.
Labha,
Now,
that
there
is
is
going
a
to
clear
consolidate.
correlation
Yes.
between the creation of a new kind of a welfare state and the
Absolutely.
BJP becoming much more of a party of the poor and of rural India in the
I'm
rather than the
speaking from
heartland.
hard data.
Absolutely. And the numbers show that, and you mentioned the consumer expenditure survey. The numbers there show that the gap, what was in rural India and compared to what's happened in terms of spending patterns is fundamentally changed. And that is also what we are seeing in the welfare schemes. So there is a clear correlation between that
right.
and the BJP changing its social character as a party.
this
I
is
want to go back to Tamil
North is
Nadu
the
because I
hub.
think
yes,
that's
North
that-
is the hub of the
yeah.
Labharti experiment.
That's